together in love we rise, building community online. Sharing our hearts feels mighty fine, making each day better, one song at a time. Coming together in love we rise, building community online. Sharing our hearts feels mighty fine, making each day better, one song at a time. Hey, coming together in love we rise, building community online. Sharing our hearts feels mighty fine, making each day better, each day better, each day better, one song at a time. One of these days I'm going to record that. I think I kind of like it. I was on my walk one day and it just kind of came to me. Wow. Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, grand rising to us all. Hello, hello, hello. I am Arne. I'm your host for this Friday edition of Daily Antidote of Song, which is lovingly brought to you every single day by the wonderful folks over at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. Okay, somebody help me out. What day is today? It's 7. I'll find it. I think
Let's
it's
see what
777.
775 I see. Thanks,
775.
Christiana.
775. Okay, all right. I was hoping it was 777 because I got a song about 777. All right, maybe I'll come back on Sunday and do that. Today is also May 20th, and well, in 1865, this day was considered Emancipation Day for Black American Floridians. This is when they were given the news that slavery, the chattel slavery system, had been abolished. There's lots of festivals happening all weekend long. So, any of you who are in that Florida area, get in where you can't fit in on those celebrations. Today, we are singing for spring, we're singing for peace, social justice, and specifically the joys and love of singing together. We have two very, very, very special guests in the room this morning. They're going to enlighten, elevate, and entertain us with songs and stories. We'll get to them right after we say greetings to our Facebook Live family. Hey, y'all. Okay, what we know the dance: to the left, up top, to the right, on the bottom, left, up top, right, on the bottom. And you might as well do this with all of us in the Zoomers in the room. I'm starting to be able to say that now really easily. The Zoomers in the room. It only took me 2 years to learn how to say that. Okay, wave to each other. And I always like to start out my hellos to Jojo Rossi, who's somewhere in the world. We are sending you love. Busy Graham, I don't see you yet, but let's say hi to her. There's Diane somewhere. Anna is here. Yay! And we've got Jaden as our super guru tech today. Thank you both for being here. All right, let's get started with these Zoomers in the room on a booming afternoon. I'm so glad to see Arlene in Berkeley. So glad to see Ruth in Birmingham. So glad to see Brian McLaughlin. Hi, Pat Neal. Good morning to you. So glad to see Deborah in Kentucky. Aloysius is all over the world again. Becky Kane in BC. I see you. Delhi, I see you there. Oh, nice background. Jenny in Suffolk, UK. Annette Perone, good morning to you. There's Sarah in Texas, Pauline in Newcastle, and Sheila in Florida. And Cy, the singer, Susan G, my girl, Kevin in Washington, Dan in Vienna. Okay, y'all moving too fast. There's Cricket. Hello to you. And there's Christiana with the 775. Thank you, Christiana at 775. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Hey, Linda in Concord. And Kat Cox in Vermont with a friend. Anne in Maryland. And there's Mabel with them dancing bears. And Anne in Knoxville. Hello, Storm. Nice to see you this morning. Oh, look at the trio in Boise. Oh my goodness, we've got Karen, we've got Carolyn and Bonnie. Okay, we need to open up because there's got to be some good singing over there. We'll get back to you later. Gary with all the solutions. And there's Luda in Victoria, BC. You always warm my heart. Ralph in Victoria. And there's Nancy and the Moo Cow out today. And then Jim in New York City. And Kate in Charlottesville. Nancy in Berkeley. And Janet in Atlanta. Good morning. Jamie in Victoria. And Fred in DC, Silver Spring land. Keith somewhere in the world and in Nashville. And I see two curly tops, one curly top, two curly tops. There's Julie in Ontario. And there's Hoda. Good morning in BC. I love your background. Hey, there's Busy Graham. Everybody wave to Busy. Pauline in Newcastle. Bronwyn in Victoria. Loriana and Company. LMG. There's Amy Harlow. Bob in Massachusetts. Adrian. That's the other bit. We're going to see a bear in another minute. Adrian and Serena. Good morning, morning, morning. Good morning, morning, morning. Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good people. Welcome to another day of song. All right. If there are any new people in the room today, please feel free to identify yourself in the chat. Give us your first name, where you're visiting from, how you found Daily Antidote of Song. One of these days, you're going to get a very special welcome from the creator of this beautiful program. So just keep coming back. All right. Today is 775. Let's give ourselves a hand for that. Our song leaders, and that's plural for today, are two Daily Antidote fan favorites. They are co-directors of the Getting Higher Choir. They are indeed a dynamic duo, being partners in life, laughter, and love. She grew up in a musical family and has always loved singing in harmony. She plays numerous instruments and has performed with many groups over the years, including the a cappella Arioso Trio. He has been involved in musical groups nearly all of his adult life, having led many small music combos over the years, and he's been the music director of the Capital Unitarian Universalist Congregation since 2009. Together, they are unstoppable, spreading the joy of music and singing in community throughout the fair land of Victoria, British Columbia. They are extremely loved by many, and full disclosure, they happen to be two of my very favorite humans. It's a special day for them. We get to celebrate coming all the way in from the West Coast, sharing the same time zone as me, so I can say good morning. Join me, everybody, putting them hands up. Warmly welcoming Kathy Baker and Dick Jackson. Cheers to you both.
Cheers, Arne, and cheers to everybody here. What a great community of folks. And we had the pleasure of hosting Arne when she was in town for the community choir leadership training, and we, got to spend 2 weeks of wonderful singing with her.
Yeah.
Wow. Great company. We had fun.
Good morning.
We had fun. Definitely had fun. So, Kathy, how are you today?
I am almost 100%. I'm on the tail end of a little cold, so occasionally you'll hear me cough into my elbow, but otherwise I am great. I'm especially wonderful today because I've got some dear friends sitting at our kitchen table visiting here for the weekend, and I'm looking forward to getting together with other longtime friends over this long weekend here.
Fantastic.
And great to be here with all of you.
Fantastic. And Dick, how are you?
Yeah, doing great. Feeling ready to sing. Ready to. It's great to see you, Arne. Always is, and we got to catch up some more.
Absolutely. So please tell us about the song that you've chosen to share today.
Well, it's one of the first songs that came to our minds when we first met. Now, the anniversary here is 10 years ago today. We met at a music party
in this very space,
very room, and but the song, one of the first ones that we started singing together, was The Carpenters, "Top of the World." Now, this isn't the usual fare that goes on here in this room, but we discovered that among a folk audience or something like that, this is a guilty pleasure that a lot of people share. Who likes the Carpenters? Yeah, look at the
Look at
hands.
that.
Y'all
Oh
already
yeah.
know. Y'all
Ah,
already
yeah,
know.
Karen Carpenter, what a voice. Yeah, and what a sad early loss. But also, just the message in the song about, the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. And just thinking about all the love and the connection that's come into the world through this community here and singing together. And we sometimes hear the word that coming to Getting Higher Choir, some of the events we do has been like a lifeline for people through the pandemic. And we know absolutely the daily antidote of song. I mean, that's why it's called that. So we thought that, one, we have a whole lot of fun singing it, and usually people enjoy jumping in, and it's just got such a great message.
Okay, so is there a part that we can sing with you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You might know the whole song, so sing that. But if we want to go over the chorus, which comes around a few times,
Yeah, and I think we did send the lyrics in. So, but the chorus easy to catch on to. So we'll sing it once, then break it down.
go ahead. 3.
I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
Now, if you want to sing a harmony, tenors can do that. Do the Richard Carpenter part. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Are we ready?
I love it. I love
Comes
it.
around and you'll catch on, and we get to sing it twice at the end because it's so good.
I've got this lovely memory of sitting around the kitchen table with you, Arne, and the other student
Yeah,
who was
Linda
with us.
Poindexter Chase from Albuquerque.
And we all broke into song and sang that. So, here we go again.
Let's go.
Right?
Okay.
3, go.
Dum da da dum dum da da dum dum da da dum dum.
Doom, doom, doom,
Something. Oh, I'm so nervous. I messed up the first one. Let's start it again.
doom, 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 doom,
Da da dum dum da da dum dum da da dum dum.
doom, doom, doom.
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eye, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream.
Doom, doom, doom,
Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Da-dum-dum, da-da-dum, dum, da-da-dum-dum.
doom, doom, doom.
Something in the wind has learned my name, and it's telling me that things are not the same. From the leaves on the trees and the touch of the breeze, there's a pleasing sense of happiness for me. There is only one wish on my mind. When this day is through, I hope that I will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me. All I need will be mine if you are here. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
Again.
I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Da-dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum, dum, dum.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What?
That is a warm hug. That whole,
Yeah.
so yummy. Everybody give it up for them.
It is.
Everybody.
It's like, woo.
Fantastic. Wow, you guys have stirred up such sweet, sweet memories.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've mentioned today is a special day for the two of you. How did that coming together happen in that space that you're in
Yeah.
right now? Please do tell.
Okay, we'll try to tell the speed version backstory. And that is, I had first joined the Getting Higher Choir in the fall of 2011, felt like I had come home, hosted what we call like a sectional rehearsal here, and the music just soaking through the walls and floors. Like, I've got to do more of this. So just started like hosting music parties once in a while. And it became crystal clear to me, well, on the Colorado River with friends who happen to be sitting in my kitchen right now, that if there was to be a future partner in my life, music had to be part of it. Music had to be part of that partnership. And I had gone through, a divorce and was juggling ex and kids and things like that. Then was hosting a gathering with people I'd met through the choir and people that were all friends who had worked at one time or another at the Canadian Outward Bound Wilderness School.
Can I share a picture?
Sure.
Oh,
So,
yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
while I chat, you throw that picture up. Sure, that one. So you can see if you can figure out who's who in this picture. But anyway, Dick is not in this picture.
I wasn't
I
in the
thought he, I
picture.
thought he had the headband on.
No.
Come on, let's Dick with the headband and the chest out. Come on.
Nah.
I'm sitting on the ground with the tank top. There you go. Anyway, bringing a gathering of musical friends into this house. Then one of my friends from the choir phoned me that day and said, "Oh, can I bring a friend to the party?" It's like somebody I'd never met before, but I figured, sure, why not? More musical friends is great. And apparently she was going around to everybody at this party saying, watch these two. They're meant to be together. They just have no idea yet.
And I didn't
go.
know anybody except this one friend, and there were 25 or so folks
Yeah,
here.
something like
And I
that.
thought, this is fun. So I sat over there with the djembe for a while and jammed in and played.
Played this piano.
Yeah, the piano when someone didn't have the chords for a guitar song, and I even sight read when they brought out some Getting Higher Choir charts, and they didn't have a tenor. So
So Dick, at that point, were you familiar with Getting Higher Choir?
I'd heard of the group,
But were you singing it? Were you singing in choirs at that
I was
time?
singing in certainly with the Unitarians, and I was doing the leading the small community of singers in our congregation, and I'd been in choirs of other sorts before, a men's chorus, a little bit of opera chorus here and there. So yeah, and our mutual friend
Winnie Cooper. Shout
Yeah.
out to Winnie when you watch this later, perhaps.
So we were brought together through the musical connections and community connections. Kathy was in the choir, Getting Higher Choir. Dennis and Siobhan were leading that. They eventually became our mentors when the opportunity came to learn.
Well,
about
hold up.
Okay.
We want to know when did your eyes meet?
Well, the
In
funny,
room.
well, I mean,
This is it.
well, they met at the front door. It's not like there weren't sparks flying or anything, but here's like this decent fellow showing up to join a musical party. And, often people will bring to like a gathering like a bottle of wine or something, but he brought like a bottle of like sparkling lemongrass flavored water.
think
And I
that
thought, so okay, he's not a big drinker. That's good. Anyway. And it was just, he was so at ease in his own skin and, appeared to comfortably join in conversation with other people. I was, it wasn't like there were chemistry sparks flying, but like, here's a decent human who can converse comfortably. And he's also musically adept, plays a djembe, plays a piano, sight reads a tenor line. It's
Yeah.
like, well, he's invited to the next party.
And she had me at the boran. She was playing boran and the Irish drum. Yep.
And okay, all right, I will tell a tiny little story that often these musical gatherings, people do get tired eventually, and they wrap up, I don't know, sometime between 10 and 11. Well, some of us just kept going, and Dick was among the few that stayed till about 1:30 a.m.
Great
Okay,
party.
y'all getting into okay.
No, but then
TMI.
there were
TMI.
three people. They left, but it was like, well, clearly we've got to do more music together. So that was a Sunday night. So Thursday, our friend put us back in touch with each other and like through text. Anyway, it was funny. We don't need to know the details. I could text, but I didn't have easy access to email. He could email, but didn't have easy access to texting. Somehow we communicated and we went for a walk. And the short story is we've been hanging out ever since.
Oh,
And you
wow.
have the bus picture?
Yes, I do. So Kathy was working full time as a
Full-time.
bus driver, usually with late night shifts, which made dating hard.
So
Not impossible. You made it possible, Dick.
So, is that shared?
So I'll share this picture. Much of our courting was on a bus. I'd come and hang out from
I don't know, like
9
whatever.
o'clock till 1 a.m. and when the bus pulls into the shop. Anyway,
There you go.
Okay. See,
So there
this
you
is
go.
why I didn't wear mascara today. I never wear it anyway. I never wear it, but oh, I love it. Okay, I see in your future a dating service where you get musically inclined people together. We all meet up in your living room
yeah.
and then pair off and watch how the sparks happen.
There
It's
we go.
funny,
Sure.
and our friend Dennis has a song that we did in choir.
called
It's
Another
another
Choir
choir
Romance. It goes
romance.
on.
We'll have to do that sometime on
Oh,
here.
my
It
goodness.
happens. It happens.
Yeah, get him to lead it. He could totally lead it. Absolutely.
Do things that you love with other people, and you never know
Yeah.
who you might find.
Yeah, invite people to share it, and
Wow.
magic happens.
Wow. So singing together is such a dream. So how did the Getting Higher Choir leadership roles, how did that come about for the both of you?
So, Kathy took the community choir leadership training program with Dennis and Siobhan. I took it the following year, and as it
And
turned
say
out,
their names so everyone knows their full
Dennis,
name.
Dennis Donnelly and Siobhan Robinsong, who Siobhan founded the Getting Higher Choir back in 1996. Dennis joined her because it was so immediately popular and kept growing. They had to go from 1 night to 2 nights and eventually 3 nights because they couldn't fit all the people in the same room.
every week.
So Dennis and Siobhan ran the program together, and then the word got out. Let's say, how did you make that happen? So they created this program called the Community Choir Leadership Training Program. People started to come from all over. Some of you may know Emil Hassan Dyer. He was in the first class. And then people like Lawrence Cole came
Maggie
into
Wheeler.
the program. Maggie Wheeler, Arne Batson, many people, Elizabeth Melvin, Beth Lyons,
Folks that you've seen here.
Roy Willie.
Yep. And you've seen Dennis here very often, and Siobhan has come on to DAS as a viewer.
And so you're
then-
moving into leadership.
Yeah,
Yes.
as they both were deciding to pull back from that heavy 3 nights a week sort of thing, and we looked at each other and thought, maybe. And we had lots of meetings with them and talked it over, and they said, sure, we can push this over to you guys slowly and gracefully and graciously, letting us do little bits of teaching here and there with the choir.
Sean and Siobhan got to see our co-leadership in action when we became Dick became the musical director and I became like the chorus wrangler for a 20-person chorus of people who were supporting a sing-along Fiddler on the Roof
At the
that was
synagogue.
done through the synagogue in town. And Siobhan decided to join the chorus. Siobhan was going to be part of the leadership team, but a bunch of things happened which meant she had to hand that off. So she handed it off to us. And we ended up, if you can picture in this space,
Yeah.
a 20-person chorus and a 5-piece klezmer band.
The bass had to be in
Kinda-
the kitchen.
Yeah, the bass couldn't fit, anyway. So she got to see our co-leadership of this, and I guess the wheels started to turn in her head, like, these
They're the
work
ones.
well together, and they work well with singers and musicians.
So we had 1 year where we co-led, the three of us, Dennis and me and Kathy, and all of these concerts from the last 10 years or more, I think, are all on our YouTube channel. If anyone wants to see what the Getting Higher Choir has done over the years, that was a memorable concert. The last one that Dennis and Kathy and I led together, and then we were on our own after that.
Ooh, and I will say that even in our last couple of concerts, if you watch some of the virtual choir videos and
yeah.
do look carefully, you will recognize many people because again, the overlapping circles of connection, we've had people from the DAS choose to join our online choir.
Hi, Carolyn.
And then, hello.
Who else?
And who's
Arlene.
Yeah.
Kat. So we've got some
then-
singers right here in the room.
Wow.
GHC.
So it was a smooth transition from singer to
Really.
leadership. So I'm curious, how do you all divvy up the workload and the assignments or the ideas for the choir? Do you formally set time to meet, or are you on the way to the grocery store and somebody says, hey, how about this?
Yeah, song ideas come from all over the
Yeah,
place.
gosh.
And we do have a lot of arrangements that Dennis has done over the years for the choir that we can pick a few of those sometimes. And we've got into music arranging ourselves. We've had a great time doing fun things with songs that we know from before. Oh, how would this go with a
Sure.
four-part choir?
Another thing is, I mean, with the whole network of Ubuntu choir leaders out there, these are graduates of the Community Choir Leadership Program. So many of them, so many of us are writing materials, and we share amongst each other. So, or when every 2 years there's a reunion, usually in February. The last time we had one, people got snowed in. Remember? But you know, there's lots of music sharing that happens there. Some of you will remember the song "Drop in a Bucket." Elizabeth Melvin brought that to us. It's written by Carla Gover and
And Mitch Barrett.
Mitch Barrett. And you know, we so loved that song that we chose to create a 4-part arrangement and added a verse to it. And yeah, that's on the site. Or you know, we might be, I don't know, in a grocery store and hearing something and going like, oh my gosh, like who knew that pop radio would inspire something that's so great for the choir? Like Ingrid Michaelson's song "Everybody," total earworm. But we were starting to work on that when you guys were in your CCLT. You know,
Right.
that everybody wants to love, everybody wants to be loved, etc. Yeah, it comes from, you just got to tune in, be open, and then it's amazing. There's a lot of fabulous music out there, but
Well,
it
there's-
has to be uplifting.
Yes, and there are lots of sources to get music from. I'm thinking specifically of the leadership because you know that's a lot of behind the scenes work, a lot of planning. There's a lot of cogs in motion at the same time. So how are you all managing that? Do you say, you know, one's a good cop, one's a bad? How does it work? How do you divvy it up, the workload? Because
Well,
it's work. It's work.
There's a lot, yeah. Well, when Kathy had a full-time job, I was taking care of most of the choir stuff and figuring out the technology and the software and the doing communications and things. But we're side by side when it comes into the room and the leadership of the choir. We're together.
Yeah, it's amazing. There are times where it almost, even when we're actually teaching a song, there'll be one, let's say like when we're in the, you know, we will tend to say, okay, you're primarily teaching this one, or we're teaching this section, but we do help each other out a lot. And neither of us, you know, has that sensitive toes where, you know, the other one could step in and steer us back on track if it feels like something's going off the rail. I have been in the position, there may be, I'm sure there are witnesses here, where I've been mid-teach of something and I recognize that, you know, I'm having a really hard time with this. I don't quite get it. It's like, hello, can you help me with this? You know, and then we just, oh yeah, that's that wild and crazy rhythmic part of this particular song, which, you know, Dick is also a percussionist, so he's much better at some of that stuff than I am. So we,
Fine percussionist
you know,
as well. Here we go.
you know, it's like we aren't actually joined at the hip, see,
No,
but
no.
Well, why not? I like it.
but we're okay.
Okay, I
But, you
get
know,
it.
yeah,
I get it.
we don't it feels okay when we, you know, sometimes it feels like we share a brain, although of course we don't, but you know, we're
There's another
Okay.
song we can do someday, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. So, Kathy, you play lots of instruments. Go through the list, please.
well, define play. I mean, yes, I
your
I do. Sure. I can play the piano. I play the ukulele. I play a bit of guitar. I have been known to play the recorder.
Baran.
Yeah, some percussion. Yeah,
Irish harp.
Bowron. I used to play Irish harp. It's rusty.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I can get recognizable melodies out of many things. I may or may not be brave enough to play them in public, or on stage. But
How
yeah.
about your duetting recorders?
Oh, somewhere, yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, there's that. Nose whistle, kazoo, you know, jaw harp.
Kathy's been known to play 2 recorders at once to be able to play in harmony with.
Yeah, one
my-
of
Wow, I love it. And then, Dick, we know that you are a very, very skilled musician. Tell us your instruments.
Oh, I do piano mainly, percussion of a lot of different types. No, maybe I can something out on a bass if I had to.
Okay.
But yeah,
And
that's
you
it.
played organ.
Oh yeah, that was my first musical foray. It was our family was able to get an organ when I was
Wow.
13 years old, and yeah, I maxed out on things like ABBA and Billy Joel and
Right.
stuff from the 70s.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. Okay, I
Yeah.
was completely fascinated visiting there to learn how many people, how many just neighbors, regular everyday people are committed to singing. I mean, I met many folks who were in more than one choir, learning all different kinds of songs. What's going on up in there in Canada? I mean, y'all got something in the water that is inspiring people who to really want to come together and sing in their spare time. What do you do?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think part of it might have been the word is getting out that Siobhan, when she started the Getting Higher Choir in 1996, the word that, if you can talk, you can sing. Like it's a birthright to sing. And too many people got shamed out of their own voices at a young age, and like just creating welcoming spaces for people to reconnect with their voice and community singing. And I mean, there may be more choirs per capita in Victoria than a lot of other places, but it's a place where that welcomes song.
And where I'm from originally is Winnipeg, which you close down for the winter in the cold, and there's not much else you want to do but get together and sing. There's a lot of tradition in Winnipeg of great choirs.
And it may be because I don't know, it's becoming more of a hub of professional music production, but you know. T- there's been just a lot of friendly singing going on, and there's less of the public image of singing is for experts, or contests where
Right.
sometimes everybody is welcome to have great opportunities, but often there's shaming that goes
And
on
judgment.
if you're not as good.
Judgment. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, no, it's for everybody. Don't just leave it up to the professionals. We're glad that there are professionals and fabulous musicians who do like make records and get it out there. And it's great if you just want to open your voice and
I
sing.
think
Yeah.
too many people say, "Oh, you wouldn't want to hear me sing." I want to hear you sing.
Yeah.
I think everyone should hear each other sing.
We want you in our choir.
We want to normalize singing and put down the voice shaming
Yeah.
and the self shaming that so many people do.
I love
Sing,
it.
everyone.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So there's Getting Higher Choir. What other iterations of singing are you all involved in?
Well, we'll mention also that Dennis Donnelly runs the Wavelengths Choir, and we've joined together. This is great this season. We decided to take it easy, not do a concert this season, but just sing lots of great songs. We're bringing new arrangements. And the four of us, that's Kathy, me, Dennis, and his wife Lynn, who make up soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. We've been singing out in four parts to everyone on Zoom and having a great time of it, which can
So is
get
that
us
what
ready.
happens on Wednesday evenings?
No, Wednesday is
Okay.
our sing-in, just
Yeah.
me and Kathy leading lots of songs. Thanks to the folks from DAS here who've been joining in. That's a drop-in thing. Thanks if you're pasting the link in the chat.
And what time does that happen?
7 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah,
So
which is
that's-
right when I know I'd love to
I
you
know.
had your gospel sing thing that would have been fun to get to, but we had a happening too. So
Everybody's got a thing.
great
So you got
opportunities
the
out there.
Wednesday evening sing-in, and
Yeah.
then what are you
Tuesday.
doing on Tuesdays? What happens on
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Tuesday High Noon Choir is something that Siobhan started many, many years ago, and we're
that's-
keeping it going. Sometimes she'll join in, sometimes it's me and Kathy. That's at noon Pacific. Also, drop in, welcome. It's a great time.
And then there's our little Unitarian community that meets online on Sunday mornings, and there's lots going on.
It's a lot going on. So what's coming up? What's on the horizon for you with these various singing groups?
Well, we did have a couple of things recently. As I say, we've been just singing on Zoom, but we can get ready and sing an outdoor event. We did one Stand with Ukraine event where we sang some songs there, including one Ukrainian folk song. And just last weekend,
Yeah.
we sang down the street here at a place where they take care of natural spaces and what's the word I'm looking for? Reinvigorating the landscape, and we sang a bunch of lovely songs right by the ocean.
Yeah.
So, do we have any others? Yes, there's a hint that another outdoor event is going to come up, but no big concerts this season. We're taking it a little easy.
But you can absolutely join in on the Tuesday High Noon or the Wednesday Sing-In. Those are always open, and we do everything in our power to keep them going, even when we're on holiday, because you can usually find, because when we're, when it's warm enough, we'll do it in the park with Zoom. There's good Wi-Fi down there.
Oh, right.
But you can find Wi-Fi everywhere if we're not doing it outside, which we haven't been doing lately because it's too cold. There's Wi-Fi available somewhere, and we'll run it. We've done it from various places, but
So
usually
does that mean, so are you saying you're able to bring together a group of singers and then have the online community there with
Yeah.
you?
yes,
That's fun. And
yeah.
it might be next Wednesday if it stays warm enough. Today was the first day that it's going over 15 Celsius or 59 or so Fahrenheit. Cold spring. But yeah, if you're interested, the Wednesday evening thing might be a bunch of us in the park around an iPad. And it comes off really well. They've got Wi-Fi down there. So Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Check that link. Sign up if you like.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun.
Wow. Oh, wow. And then how are you celebrating the 10th anniversary? Oh,
Well, it's like this. The reason that the party happened was because these great people that Kathy met working together through the Outward Bound Wilderness School, they get together for a reunion here and they come from across the country, some of them. And so that's going on this weekend.
Yeah.
We're having a great time,
Yeah. Just
including
wow.
those great people over there. Who were
Can they come over and say hello? We want to know. Come on.
No, they're saying no.
No.
They're being shy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Well, this is so exciting. Thank you so much for being here. Can we please have a reprise of the song? Can we just?
Why not?
Why not?
do we just the chorus, or do we have time for the whole thing? What do
I think we got time for the whole thing. It's you guys. We'll do the whole thing.
All right.
Okay. So great.
Thanks,
Well, and
Arnie.
I'm gonna say and this is how we're celebrating, right? This
Yeah.
is what we love to do, bringing people together to sing. So, thanks for being here.
Great chatting with you, RNA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mwah.
here we go. 2, 3, 4.
Dum da da dum dum da da dum dum da da dum dum.
Doom, doom, doom,
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eye, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Something in the wind has learned my name, and it's telling me that things are not the same. From the leaves on the trees and the touch of the breeze, there's a pleasing sense of happiness for me. There is only one wish on my mind. When this day is through, I hope that I will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me. All I need will be mine if you are here on the Daily Antidote of Song. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
One more time.
I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Do-dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum, da-da-da-dum, dum, dum.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, everyone, for singing
yeah.
with us.
Oh, my
That's great.
goodness. Dick and Kathy and Dick, thank you both so much. You just really lit up our lives this morning. I know you can get into that song too.
Uh-huh.
But thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your love. Congratulations on the 10th anniversary of your coming together. What a beautiful story. What beautiful songs. We're very grateful. Everybody, Dick Jackson,
Okay.
Kathy Baker.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Arne.
Thank you, Arnie. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thanks, Anna and Jaden.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's breathe all that goodness in. Let's just breathe it all in. I feel better. Okay.
Yay. Yeah.
All right. A couple of announcements. Tomorrow is May 21st, and that means that Carpe Diem Arts will be hosting their monthly community sing. The wonderful Elise Witt is hosting. You want to be there. You want to be there, and information I'm sure is going to pop in the chat. And then next week, all next week, will be the Daily Antidote of Song will be featuring Village Harmony. Larry Fest. There'll be an online Larry Fest next week right here at Daily Antidote of Song. You want to make sure you come back. I think that's it that we've got for now. Thank you all so much for being here. I guess it's time to say goodbye to the Facebook Live family. Thank you so much for being here. And